Hello, and welcome once again to the Jazz Musician's Voice. My name is Jonah Jonathan, and thanks for tuning in. Today I have a wonderful opportunity to present something that's a rare treat. I was planning to get into doing interviews with other kinds of artists back in 2013, but I don't think I was right and quite prepared for it. Now that I'm older, I'm much wiser and maybe ready to do more of that. And I wanted to share an interview I did with a great band called Knower, Louis Cole and Genevive Artadi. Really some of the top musicians in this art form right now, doing things that are beyond amazing out of the LA scene. I first got hip to them by a great saxophonist, David Binney, and quickly realized they were serious musicians. Seen them a few times at the Shapeshifter Lab, and then eventually other places such as Montreal, I believe I've seen them in a few other places in New York, different jazz festivals. But now Knower is perhaps one of the most famous bands around the United States. Both of these musicians work with Brainfeeder Records, and we're talking about big names like Thundercat, and we're talking about Flying Lotus, huge names they work with now. But I hope you enjoy this interview. It really is like a candid look at these artists before they blew up big, and they're really humble in the film, even though if you study any of their music, they're incredible musicians beyond anything. So I hope you enjoy this interview. I'm sorry it took me so long to release it. I had backup footage of things, but I guess I just didn't think the sound was correct or whatever. But now Knower is so busy that it would take us maybe years to even book some kind of interview to do. So this is the one that I did do, and after watching it and considering and weighing my options, I think it came out pretty good. So you can learn a thing or two from these great artists. Thanks for watching this. Let me know what you think about it, and stay tuned, because I'll have some more future interviews like this with artists that are branching into pop and electronic or other genres of music. We don't just cover jazz on this series, we cover all kinds of music. All right, well, stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are at the start of a new series where I'll be interviewing musicians who are important to popular music and electronic music, and the forefront of what's happening in this music, all music. And today I'm here with Knower, Louis Cole, and Genevive Artadi. And you guys just finished your performance here at Shapeshifter Lab. How many times have you played here? Is this, what, third or fourth?
This is our second time with our own band here. Yeah, cool. We played once with the group Kneebody. It was a really cool show, but it was sort of they learned our arrangements and stuff. This was the second time we played with our own kind of group.
Yeah, you guys are very interesting people that I want to get on camera, because you started out in an organic way, kind of on YouTube, right? I remember running into your videos the first time after I did an interview with David Binney a couple years ago, and I've been following you guys ever since, and just very pleased at the direction you guys are taking your music. Tell us a little bit about how the group initially got started. I know you weren't always called Knower, but you've been playing together for a couple years, right?
Yeah, since 2010.
2009. Wow.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah. That's already in that short period of time, you guys have already developed extensive audio work.
Oh yeah,
We worked a lot.
Yeah, we're working on music every day.
Yeah, well, I've heard from very
various people, Louis. You are a hard worker, and hard work of the instruments. You started out playing drums or piano or?
Yeah, I started drums in like 3rd grade, and then kept playing, and really started writing music probably in 5th and 6th grade. Made my first recordings in 6th grade, which I still have.
You should hear some of those.
Oh yeah, you gotta check that out.
Yeah.
And Genevieve, you got your start with another pop group in LA, right? Tell us a little bit about your start in the business.
My senior year of high school, my cousin asked me to join his trip, and I had only really sung, you know, in the shower and for fun. But my parents, they had rock bands and pop bands while I was growing up, so they were always rehearsing in the house. And then, so I joined that band, and I didn't know anything about music, and I was really frustrated because I wanted to write, and I didn't know anything, so I couldn't do anything really interesting. I thought it was like all like blue scale and minor stuff. I gotta get out of it. So I started studying music in school at Santa Monica College, and then things got out of hand, and I loved it so much, and I always try to learn more and write music that's more and more interesting.
Yeah, well, you guys are certainly doing that. I mean, one of my favorite tracks that you recently came out with is a cover of Get Lucky by Daft Punk. And I was up in Montreal at the Jazz Festival and just seen some amazing music. And I sit down and I saw the video that was released a couple weeks prior to that moment, and I was just blown away. It was like a whole other level. Like, you know, obviously Daft Punk is an amazing band, and they have their thing, but you guys just took the music to a whole other place.
Oh, nice.
It was quite a blessing to see that after I, you know, checked out Being Shorter. I come home and I see like this, and you guys are doing something in a similar vein to me. You're taking things out in a different direction, out of the normal context of where you know, harmony and chords and theory is you're taking things in a way that's creative and unique, and also combining the visual. So tell us a little bit about how you started having like the scenes behind you in your live concerts, because that's really something, you know.
But like growing up, I really loved the movie Tron, the original one from the 80s.
Wow.
And more recently, really got into the visuals in 2001: Space Odyssey, and Prometheus, and Lawnmower Man, and you know, video games and stuff like that. And we saw a show that Skrillex had in San Francisco in 2011, where he had these insane visuals, and I just remember thinking like, we already had projections at that point, but that made us take it to the next level.
Sure.
So, you know, we just started working on visuals as well as music. You know, we spend most of our time on music too, but yeah, definitely spent some time on the visuals, and then just developed, like most of our scenes have 2 boxes behind us as sort of like spotlights for each person, or 3 when we play with like, you know, Nate or Tim Lefebvre on bass, or Nate Wood on drums. So, you know, that sort of developed into the, I guess, our main thing, just those 2 boxes and then a bunch of other stuff exploding, or, you know, making pyramids and stuff.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's really interesting to see it and how you've synced it up with the music in a live performance, like especially like the skeletons. I really love that, or the lions, and you have them dancing. It's like it's something else. But getting your music together and working through YouTube, it's a unique way to go about it. There's not very many bands do that and start that way. What's the plan in the future for Noah? Are you planning to branch into kind of finding a mainstream label and working in that direction, or are you more interested in keeping your own thing? What's the future vision or
Gosh, it really depends, you know, because we could get a bad label offer or a good label offer. So that really depends.
Yeah, the most important thing is Yeah, the most important thing is that we get to keep our creative freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So no matter what happens, we don't have it really set in stone. As far as, you know, will we do it all independently or will we get help from a label?
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, we would love to have financial backing, because then we could like do crazy things like build roller coasters with our.
Well, people, if you're watching this, Knower is the next big thing, and they're just telling you, if you're watching this, they need financial backing. So if you're interested in the group, definitely contact through the video.
Yeah,
But,
1-800
1-800-KNOWER. But you just wrapped up this tour. You went to a few different places, right? Winooski and location in New York too, right?
Yeah, Beacon, New York.
Beacon,
Yeah.
New York.
That was fun.
Wow. And then the Middle East.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was so awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I have a cousin. He is now a sociology professor, but he used to be in a indie rock band, and they used to play at the Middle East a lot.
Oh, cool.
So I'm very familiar with the club, and
Nice.
it's just so great to see you guys going on these small scenes, because the general consensus amongst the musical scene is that you guys are about to blow up big. I mean, you guys are doing things in a direction where, I mean, I'm sure if you wanted to, you could take it in a mainstream pop thing, and it's just refreshing to see how you incorporate different musical styles into the music.
Learn how to go mainstream.
Yeah, I mean, to go mainstream, I think nowadays the way people go mainstream is through YouTube, so you're definitely doing the right thing. I remember following a story about the lead singer from Journey, Arnold Pineda, and he was actually singing in a cover band in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And they were looking for a new singer, and they went on YouTube and they found him and got him a visa and got him over there.
Yeah.
And
So awesome.
I mean, it's like an amazing thing. I think YouTube is at the forefront of being able to help people get their message out to the world.
It's a powerful tool for sure.
Very powerful tool.
We've gotten to meet a lot of people from all over the world because of our videos.
Yeah, and thanks, I should mention, thanks to Jack Conti, really, who's another YouTube musician. Well, just musician,
So
he's a genius, but he's the one who said, Lewis, you gotta do YouTube videos, it's the new thing.
Wow.
So yeah, he was right, I guess.
Well, you know, I the way I got interested in your music is through David Binney. Like I said,
He's awesome.
you know,
yeah,
I
it's
did.
been really great too.
Yeah, I mean, Binney is a big fan of yours as well.
Same with us. We're working on an album with him, actually.
Yes, he was telling me about
Yeah.
this. So tell us a little bit about that record and what it's like to work with high caliber musicians in the jazz scene.
It's awesome.
It's crazy. It's so cool.
The basic concept is that we're just bringing in tunes of all genres and all styles. You know, not limiting it to one kind of thing. So,
Yeah, like when he first came, we all met up for the first time and talked about what we were gonna do. He was like playing us these beats he had made, and he was kind of like laughing a little bit, like, I don't know about this, I just kind of made this, and I remember being like, no, that one's awesome, that one's really cool, like embracing the weirdest ones.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just, it's really an interesting time in music in general. There's all these different musical fusions going on. I mean, Daft Punk, for example, is a musical fusion of a variety of different things in the same style of the 80s and the 70s and 80s and disco and coming into pop. Tell us a little bit about your ideas of musical fusion and how you put them together in such a unique way to create Knower.
I guess like lately we just wanted like harder hitting beats, you know, fast tempos, loud production, and you know, I like sort of like a lot of modern electronic music. It's like really hard hitting, really loud and full, and we really like that kind of sound. But we like to maybe bring in some new chords and new rhythms. You know, not new like we invented everything that we bring in. You know, we just like to fuse everything that we like into one thing. But definitely, production-wise, going in the electronic direction.
Yeah, I mean, I see it, and you know, for example, Lady Gaga, she never started doing what you guys are doing right now. I mean, you look at Lady Gaga, she had videos where she was playing in young clubs, small clubs, and then she got picked up by a guy who went to William Patterson, actually, Rob Fusari, and he kind of refined her thing and said, okay, let's go electronic. And I think that's where Lady Gaga went in that direction. But you guys are going in a direction that is your own unique thing, and I think people really dig it and appreciate it. And you have a lot of power in what it is that you're doing right now, because you're releasing your own material, you're putting videos together, and you're putting them out whatever way you feel or choose. And I think that's something that a lot of musicians never had the ability to do 30 years ago, 40 years ago. So how do you think that helps you artistic vision and where you guys are headed? You think about those factors a lot?
You mean how people react?
Well, no. I mean, do you think about the fact that you have so much power in the way, the place where you want to take your music?
I don't know. I think we just kind of focus on. Doing what we like, doing what excites us. Like we have a lot in common as far as listening to something and going, yeah, that's it. That's the thing that we want to incorporate. And it might be just even like a couple of bars from some random country song, or whatever. He'll transcribe some crazy 8 bars of some really insane piano song. Maybe use that and take it and use it as a chord progression for a verse in a song that's heavily influenced by Skrillex beat. Just everything. We don't like to put limitations on ourselves and go, oh, we're this genre. It's just more like, man, wouldn't it be nice to have an album that hits really hard and can make people dance, but at the same time is interesting harmonically. That's kind of how we focus. I don't know if I answered the question.
No, that's great. Louis, for you, you're really kind of the musical mastermind with the beats behind the music. You play the drums, and then you play the keys, and then you play the pad, the synth pad. Tell us a little bit about what it's like putting those together and how you do that. It just must take so much time and energy to set that up.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out actually. It takes a while to memorize each of the songs, like when I'm using that launch pad thing with the buttons.
It's amazing.
Oh, thanks. Well, yeah, that's another thing. Big inspiration from Jack Conte, who showed me Launchpad for the first time. I'm still trying to figure out how to mix all those together. When I write the song and create the song, I'm not using the Launchpad, but when I perform it live for the video, then I start to use it. So I have to balance all the samples and assign it to each key and stuff like that. Arrange it like that.
Watching you play Time Traveler, it's just great to see that in the video. You've got to capture where you're doing that on the pad. And anybody that I've ever showed your films to, because I'm a big fan, they're always like, "Oh my God, how has he memorized that? How does he
it
do
took
that?"
a while to memorize, for sure.
It shows that level of dedication, and that's what sets you apart from others that are doing that.
Oh, thanks.
It's like you must be a perfectionist to be able to do that.
Oh, thanks.
I don't know how many times you shoot the film and record.
Like 100.
Wow.
A lot of cursing.
I really can kind of relate to what you guys are doing, because I used to be into hip hop, and I'm not. It's not that I'm not into hip hop, but I used to seriously pursue the idea of being a rapper and my career. I had a dictionary, and I would write things, and I would make beats from records.
Oh, sweet.
So I kind of have a knowledge of what it takes to do that, and people don't realize how much work goes into it.
Yeah.
They just kind of think it comes naturally. No, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And,
No way around that.
You know, I think the thing that I appreciate about the Get Lucky video is that you started incorporating lefebvre into the
Oh
picture.
yeah.
Because once you have the live instruments, the more live instruments you have in the picture, the more interesting it gets. You know, it adds an organic dynamic. You know, thank you so much for sitting down with us. I know you guys have got to get going. You're getting ready to head back to LA, and I'm sure you've got other performances lined up. You tell us a little bit about what's in the immediate future for Nowhere.
We have a new cover coming out.
Really?
Yeah, we played.
We played it tonight. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I've got film of your performance, and we'll link up and see what we can release for people who are watching. But a few more collaborations you've been working on. I've been talking to a few people. One person who I've been talking to is Johan Larsson. You know?
Oh yeah,
Bassist.
definitely. He's awesome. Yeah.
My fiance's from Sweden, and you know,
Cool.
so I ran into him in Stockholm, and
Nice.
he's a big fan of your stuff.
Oh,
So
cool. Yeah, that guy's great.
yeah.
Yeah, he did the bass cover. Couple bass covers.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, he's cool.
I'm so bad at remembering you.
And then the other people that I heard you collaborated with is the Dirty Loops.
Yeah, those guys are awesome. I met up with them when they were in LA to write a song on their album, to work on a song with them for their album. I don't actually know if it ended up making their new album, but it was really fun hanging with them and working on stuff together. They're really, really talented musicians.
All of the YouTube people.
Yeah, they're another YouTube.
Yeah,
They're amazing.
so-
Yeah.
Well, Louis and Genevieve, it's been a real pleasure. Keep doing what it is that you do.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm sure the world will catch your fire very shortly. I think hopefully you guys are moving in that direction, because the music's definitely for the masses. I mean, it's like you hear orgasm and you hear it's like it's just you get that look on your face like, oh my god, how did they think that? So cats, check them out. Louis and Genevieve, where can people find your music?
YouTube and Facebook.
Facebook, Twitter,
Nowhere, right?
Instagram.
Nowhere. KNOWER.
Working
It's
on
coming
it.
soon.
Yeah, it's coming soon.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Lots of new stuff coming soon. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, cats. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, appreciate it. Hey, man.
Cool,
I
thank
hope to
you.
collaborate sometime.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.